Hello everyone, welcome to this review for a Netflix anime series called Captain Lazerhawk, done by Ubisoft in collaboration with Netflix Animation. And it is an anime set in 1992, and it is based in this cyberpunk city, and it follows the adventures of Captain Lazerhawk and his boyfriend as they go and fulfill missions set by different people. And one day they were on a mission, and Captain Lazerhawk's boyfriend basically double crossed him, so he felt very betrayed, and he got kidnapped one day and had to join, not by his choice, a team of ghosts from the which is a nod to the Ghost Recon franchise and the Tom Clancy universe. And this basically has characters from different Ubisoft franchises. So you got Jade and her uncle Paige from the Beyond Good and Evil franchise, which I thought was really good seeing them again in so long, along with an Assassin's cosplay frog called Bullfrog, and he speaks with a French accent, and he knows a lot about the Assassin's Creed franchise, as he is an assassin within this universe. And one thing I will say before I continue is that this review will have loads of spoilers and loads of details and loads of information regarding the series. So please keep that in mind. So they go on missions, and basically, one of the missions had them infiltrating a location from Far Cry 4, which is Pagan Min's high castle facility. And whilst they were on the mission, Captain Lazerhawk came across his boyfriend kissing Pagan Min, which made him go very, very upset. So he goes off on his own adventures to try and come to terms and also learn what's happening. But the other character I want to just highlight for a minute is Rayman. Yes, Rayman. Now, Rayman's involvement within this alternate universe franchise is that he comes from a universe known as Dimension X, and he is a TV presenter for the news, competitions, and kids programming. And one day he was let go from the television network for being too scary because he's an alien. So because of that, he basically goes on a downward spiral. He drinks, smokes, and does loads of R-rated stuff. Now as the title implies, it's a remix. So every single character is reintroduced and reinterpreted within this standalone canon. And basically Rayman decides to get revenge on them by turning into a character that he made up, but what he basically turned himself into, Raymon. And he basically goes to the TV network station, which is run by the Templars from Assassin's Creed, and they are robotic Templars. Because this universe is set in a cyberpunk futuristic city, and he basically starts shooting them because he feels betrayed and basically, I'm just shocked and upset because of them letting him go. So he basically just goes around shooting them and things like that. And there's not many other franchises that have the same spotlight as Captain Lazerhawk and Rayman. Because those are the only two stories I actually remember from watching the series. And the first series is basically six episodes long, about 22 minutes each. It's about in the 20-minute range. And basically, I just love this series. This series reintroduced me to Ubisoft. And it basically reintroduced me to all of these IPs and all of the games that they own. So you've got the Rabbids from the Raving Rabbit franchise. You've got Just Dance representation. You've got different Tom Clancy franchises. You've got loads of Far Cry references. Watch Dogs is part of the franchise. Just a lot of references and loads of winks and nods and Easter eggs to different Ubisoft IPs, but it does make sense within the franchise, and I like the fact that it didn't feel like a marketing promotional strategy. I like the fact that they've kind of allowed the franchises to be more mature, and they were allowed to grow up. So, for example, during Rayman's story, he swears, he basically takes drugs and sits around the house in his underwear and all that kind of stuff and carries guns around. But there's so many R-rated material within this series so far. So this series isn't meant for children. This series in the UK is rated a 15 for blood, sexual references, threat, basically lots of R-rated content. But for me, this series was my reintroduction to Ubisoft, and because of this series, I've started to have a bit more of an appreciation for Ubisoft as a whole. Not because of this series in general, but because of what they try and do within within all of their franchises, within their innovation. Sorry for stuttering, but within their innovation and their creativity to try and evolve their franchises and allow them to basically grow as the years go by. So this series also has loads of references to non-Ubisoft franchises. So, for example, Metal Gear on the MSX, and Crazy Taxi from Sega, and it also uses different art styles. So, for example, PlayStation 1 style polygons, 2D sprites, 8-bit and 16-bit. There's old motion, film motion games. So that's like Another World, Flashback, and even though it's a love letter to Ubisoft, it's also a love letter to different games and different art styles that were present throughout the many years of the gaming evolution and the industry. So I like the fact that they were paying tribute and homage to different franchises that Ubisoft as individuals love, and also paying tribute to the evolution of the game industry as a whole. I think that this series is one of the best animes of all time regarding video games, because of the because of the stigma of video game films and television. I think it's one of I think it's one of the best. I definitely recommend it. You can watch it on Netflix. It's only available on Netflix. So it's a Netflix original series, and that is Captain Lazerhawk. A Blood Dragon remix. I hope you enjoyed this first ever review. Sorry for stuttering, and please stay tuned for more reviews coming soon of various different films, television, and possibly some video games. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more coming soon.